The Real Take, your weekly real estate news you need to know. Brought to you by Joe Kehrig, one of the most accomplished real estate professionals in the United States. Sponsored by Blueprint to Success, high performance real estate coaching.
Hi everyone, Joe Kehrig, and you're listening to The Real Take, the news, the weekly news you need to know. So NAR did it. We talked a couple weeks ago about the Clear Cooperation Policy and pocket and coming soon listings. And I'm not going to dive really into it, but this is new news that you need to know. One is, first off, understand the difference between a coming soon and a pocket listing. Now, coming soon is almost all of our properties have a couple weeks before we put them on the market. We're getting them ready, we're doing whatever, the seller's not ready. So that's a coming soon. And you should market the hell out of it to get the activity going. But what has happened is some of the larger companies have basically doing what we would call not coming soons, but pocket listings. They're actually encouraging their agents not to put it on the MLS, to keep it in-house. Now, why do they do that? Well, for two reasons. One is just pure profit, because they're double ending a lot more of their properties if they're just cooperating just within some of these larger companies, just cooperating with their agents. So bottom line, it's driven by it's driven by money. But number two, the idea, what they're trying to say is because we kind of screwed up and Zillow is the top of the funnel, that they're trying to become the top of the funnel. So if 20% of the properties aren't on the MLS and a consumer goes to Zillow, they're only getting 80% of the properties, where if they go to some of these larger real estate companies, they're not only getting those 80% of the properties, we're getting 20% of the homes that they have as pocket listings. Here's the problem with that, is the fact that now a second and a third larger companies have now decided, well, we're going to have our pocket listings. So we're going to end up like Europe, where you have a situation where if you're looking for a property, you literally have to go to every company's website to find the properties, because there is no sharing through a multiple listing service. Everyone is holding tight to their own listings. It literally, puts us back probably 50 years in the real estate business, if not more. Before there was, really MLSs, and even before, there were computers or anything like that, at least we cooperated back and forth. Yeah, we were at the top of the funnel, which we're not anymore, but at the same point, we need that cooperation. I, representing the buyer, I can't go to every company's website to see what's on there. So NAR obviously felt the same way, and their directors, their board, overwhelmingly, it was 700 and something to 70 something, pass what they call clear cooperation. So you need to understand what the clear cooperation is and what it isn't. First off, if you want to have a pocket listing within your own company, now the argument's been made, well, the seller should be able to not have to put on the MLS. Well, the seller can still not put it on the MLS, but here's what companies have to do. So if a company wants to do a pocket listing, and they just want to share it, and this is what happens under the Clear Cooperation Policy that was just passed. Now, so it goes into effect January 1st, 2019, but the boards have until May, to really implement it, because obviously now the MLSs are going to have a coming soon section. So here's the way it works. If I take a listing and I want to put it as a pocket listing and only have the agents in my company see it, that's fine. I can do that. I don't have to put it on coming soon, as long as I'm just sharing it with agents within my company. But the minute I put it out on Facebook, the minute I advertise it, the minute someone can go into my company's website and see the property, the minute it becomes available to consumers, then you have 1 day to put it into the coming soon section on the MLS. Now, that coming soon section on the MLS, the consumer will not have access to it. So it is still only the agents that will be able to see it. Now, there's a lot of arguments. Matter of fact, when Bright MLS was the first company to do it on the East Coast, Compass sued them. And I've heard arguments both ways, and you see all the fur flying right now with threats of lawsuit and all of that. But I don't see any good argument where you wouldn't, even if your client goes, I don't want it on MLS, great. I only want it shared with agents. Okay, great. Well, why would you want to share it to 100 agents with a company or 10,000 agents on the MLS, but not with the consumer? No seller is going to say, well, no, only show it to these few people. But let's say a seller did. Let's say the seller says, no, I only want it shared with your agents in your company. Well, you can still do that. You don't have to put it on the MLS as a coming soon if you only share it within the agents. It's only when it goes out to the consumer. So hopefully that's helped. The other thing I wanted to follow up with, and please comment below. Give me your comments. Let me know how you guys feel. And if you like these weekly videos, please share them and please subscribe. You can subscribe. You'll have a button that you can subscribe to it, and you'll get these every week. And then please share it. Please comment. But the second thing I want to talk about is open houses. So the other thing you've been seeing, I'm a big proponent of open houses. Through my Blueprint to Success training, I think it's one, in the 40 plus years I've been in the business, one of the lowest cost, highest returns, ROIs that you can have. A lot of people think they're stupid and they're dumb and they're shady and everything like that. Well, I don't agree with them. They can have their opinion, and you've been seeing it fly all around. But here's the one thing, when we talked about it a couple weeks ago, I want to make it clear, because I did not make this point clear. Safety. We talk about open houses are great. This is the way you can use them. My training does all that. But the bottom line, you have to do them safely, because we've had a lot of issues. So you need to have, a signal within your office. In my office, when I manage an office, and an agent had an issue of any issue, showing properties or an open house or whatever, they never left the office without getting all the information of the person that they were meeting out on the property. Then if they ever called and they said, hey, Joe, can you get me the red file, or anybody red file? Man, that means that I need some help. So in open houses, if someone walks in and you're not comfortable, walk out the front door. Let them go through the home. If they want to rip it off, let them rip it off. But it's better than you putting your life in danger. Always have a second exit. Always basically have the back door or another door that you can get out quickly. Know exactly how you can get out of that house and have them all accessible to you, so if you have to get out. Thirdly, there's a ton of apps that are out there. Safety apps, Guardedly is one, and a few that if you push a button, it will automatically call the police, call 911, and notify the 3 to 5 people that you put in there that you need help. So open houses, I still think, are one of the best things you can do to generate business, especially if you're newer. But use common sense and do them safely. Maybe, especially when you're new or if you're not quite sure, get a lender, get someone out there, because most of these attacks are pretty random, and they're not going to. There's a lot of open houses. They're not going to sit there and walk in if there's like 2 people there, and obviously try to attack one of them. So hopefully that's helped. I did want to put that out there because I neglected to talk about the safety issue with open houses. Have a great week, and can't wait to see you next week.